They are going to introduce themselves.
Just say you don't know her name.
I do. Why would I know your name?
Yeah, they call me shortcuts.
My name is MC Bob.
First,
Triple A.
I like the way you always call that. Hey guys, it's another interesting and exciting episode of the program OTS, brought to you by One Voice Africa and Trisha Studios. And I am your humble girl, O to the O to the U to the T-E-E, Oluti. And for those who don't know much about OTS, OTS is a TV show that showcases everything about entertainment, lifestyle, business, art, and culture. And on today's episode, I have a wonderful personality. You don't want to miss this. Alright, she's an embodiment of so many things, and I bet you will learn so much about today's episode. But before I introduce her, let's go on a short break. When I return, we'll go on the program proper. I'll be right back. Good to have you back. As you can see, my guest is ready here with me. I would like you to introduce yourself. The floor is open.
Okay, good day, viewers. Good day. It's such an honor to be here today. My name is MARYJANE Udoudo CEO.
Wonderful. Welcome to the show. All right.
you.
Okay. What do you do for a living? What do you do?
That question. Most times it's a bit difficult to get to define what I do for a living because I do a couple of things.
That's why earlier on I said you are an embodiment of so many things.
I could tell you I talk for a living. So,
Okay.
but then talking about my background,
Okay.
I read accounting in school,
Hmm.
and I did not stick with just being an accountant. By the way, I have a couple of experiences when it comes to practicing. I've worked with an NGO in Lagos, CBL, by Professor Batstomi, and I've also been able to pass through the banking sector. And you know this thing when you finish, when you graduate from school and you're like trying to get the perfect place to fit into. I didn't really have to start waiting for the bigger companies talking about the NMPC. Of course, everybody aims to be there, but what was available, I joined, and I could say that I gathered a lot of experiences in the corporate world. But currently, I've always been a business-minded person, maybe because of my father. So I try to create. When you talk about there's no job, I try to create the job. I tell people that I'm the job. So I'm doing me, I'm working me as a job. So currently, I have a platform which I'm growing, and it's birthed out of a passion. You know, sometimes you do a couple of things, and then in the process, you try to like, oh, come on. If they say you want to see a beautiful world, you create it and you start working it. You don't always hope to like when people fine tune their own and then you come looking on how to fit in. So it's called kraftivity. But prior to kraftivity, we've been doing a couple of things, talking about a fruit platform that I created, a wellness kind of campaign I was running. It's called Fruity Fancy. We try to encourage people to live healthy, you know, through natural fruit drinks and the rest of them. I could be very creative with it. I don't really like that aspect where you get to do things normally.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not to say that I do abnormal things, but then I try to find the creativity in everything I do. So I could use the fruits to do smoothies, to do the normal juice, to try to do things that will benefit people. Talking about the health aspect of it, I could use it to do ice creams, you know.
Wonderful.
And some of my clients come through other. You know, Nigeria, we don't really have this. It's not so like a culture to have this. You know, you can walk into a cafe and be like, give me a cup of juice for 500 naira. When you have the malams out there who can sell it for a bunch. So we'll try to find a creative way to do that. Now, I also run a beauty parlor, talking about the makeup. And by the way, I did not just wait saying that as an accountant, I must work in an office space. I've seen the hurdles, and as a wife and a mother, I know what it takes to leave your house every morning. Those days used to be in Lagos. You know how busy Lagos
You
can
can
be.
sit till
You know,
now.
the man is out there, you two, you're out there, the children are suffering, all this kind of stuff. So I try to create something that at the end of the day, you'll be able to balance it.
So true.
But I didn't stop there. I took the makeup stuff to the next level. I do music. I sing. I write music. I have a couple of songs I've done.
This is the fourth
So
one.
now I said to myself, I can't actually practice all these things at the same time. So what do I do? I am coming from the angle where I promote those who do these things. So for each person I meet, I see myself in the person. If I meet a makeup artist, for instance, as a young person, I see me as a makeup artist in the person. So I promote that aspect, and then I find that fulfillment that I'm already promoting the makeup artistry in me in that person. If I see somebody who is into foodies or catering and the rest of them, I see me promoting the person also, and that way I'm feeling fulfilled that I'm already living out that passion or that dream or that business aspect of me, courtesy of that. Same goes with other women. That's what craftivity is all about. Craftivity is a platform that seeks to, first of all, we discover. Then we go to the level of mentoring. Then we get to the level where we train. Then, of course, we practically empower. I'm very passionate about that word, practical. And you remember I said I've worked with an NGO where everything we talk about is leadership, value. Some things you may not be able to hold is not tangible. It's a value you're giving out, but at the end of the day, if you don't see it materialize, you may think you have not given out something, but you have. So I think it was one of the events we were trying to organize, and we were in a meeting with one of the clients, and he was like, "You say you empower the youth. What actually have you done for them?" And for more than 30 seconds, I was looking at my colleague. You know, here we are with all the intelligence and everything, trying to woo a client to join the initiative. And the person asked, what tangible thing have you given them? And immediately something popped up, because we also had an aspect where we call widow support.
Okay.
So we're like, okay, we train them in skills, then we give them soft loans. So it took, yes, intelligence and also something that was very real. At that level, it dawned on me that people are not most times caught out by value, learning, training. So the level where you have learned and then you are fulfilled, you are practicalizing it. So there's a gap. By the way, like I told you, craftivity, it's a hub. We saw a need. We're living in a society where crime rate has risen. In fact, it's on the rise every day. And then 75, if not more, percent of those who are always found wanting are the youth. And the funny thing is that most times you find them very intelligent people, they are graduates, they've done their bit. But is either there's this level of maybe there's no job, like they always say, and then the available jobs, which most times is always like a crime prone kind of stuff. They just go into it. And then there's also another aspect. We discovered that nobody is talking about handwork, nobody is talking about skills, nobody is talking about technical studies. Those days in school used to be like, okay, get your craft work, woodwork. It's played down on. Away from agriculture, away from oil, we believe that the creative industry is such a very massive place. I mean, it's an industry that, if well, harnessed,
Okay.
it can feed Nigeria. We can export our art, which, by the way, some people are already doing on the side.
I would like to stop you here before you further,
Okay.
because I know that you have so much on the
Help
craftivity.
me.